If you take out those big throws that you can get to MVS or to Miko Hardman or whoever your receiver is going to be, then you win the game. Like, Pacheco can't win the game single-handedly. Like, he just can't do it.
No, but Patrick Mahomes can.
All right, Tristan, let's talk about your team matching up against the Ravens in the AFC Championship. Really, I want to ask you, should the Chiefs be scared of the Ravens? Because the Ravens seem to steamroll everybody they come in contact with.
No, because you've got 15. I mean, it's that simple. That guy, he's just different, dude. It's hard to quantify that gene, you know what I mean? That, like, greatness gene that, like, Brady and Jordan and people like that have, that in the biggest moments when you need it, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter if you don't have an open receiver. It doesn't matter if the play's not drawn up right. I don't know what that is, you know what I mean? It's not something you can see, like arm talent, but there's something within people like them and like Mahomes. He just makes it happen. Is it a guarantee the Chiefs are going to win this game? Absolutely not. The Ravens are going to be the toughest test Kansas City has faced all season. But I'm not scared. I don't think they should be scared, because I promise you Patrick Mahomes is going to make it a game. If you think Baltimore is going to steamroll Kansas City, I would be shocked if that happened. This is going to be a really physical football game, because Baltimore is a physical football team. They're mean. They're brutal. They hit you. Their defense is really good. But Kansas City is too. They don't get enough credit for how physical they are, the Chiefs. Especially Pacheco. He'll run over everybody in sight. The defense is good. Those corners, the secondary locks it down. I think the secondary will do a good job managing the Ravens offense. The question is, how much is Lamar going to hurt us with his legs? He's going to hurt us in the air and with his legs. He's the MVP, okay? He's going to do that. I just think it's going to come down to how much the Chiefs' defense can kind of negate the big plays and keep it, close, keep it back and forth. But it's going to be an incredible game. Dude, it's Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, and the winner's going to the Super Bowl.
Look, you said you aren't scared because of number 15. Well, they got a number 8 over there.
They do.
That is just as good and has that same gene.
Does he, though? We've never seen him do this. Matter of fact, before this year, he's been bad in the playoffs.
I disagree. Okay, I'm judging off of this year only, because everybody has up and down years, right? But Lamar Jackson's playing on a whole nother level this year.
Yes.
Like, the Ravens, you and I have both said this, it's on record, that they look unstoppable. Like, we questioned who would be capable of beating the Ravens. And honestly, I thought it was the Bills. I thought the Bills stacked up really well against them. The way they can kind of contain quarterback a little bit, obviously didn't look great, but that's the thing, by the way. Just the Bills had a good shot at containing Patrick Mahomes, and they just let him slip away. The Chiefs can't afford to do that for Lamar Jackson. They have to be able to contain, they have to be able to wrap up, and they have to be able to take him down. Sacks by whoever can make it through the line, this scary line, to be honest with you, is going to be the game changer, I believe, for the Chiefs to capitalize on defense. They have to get the sacks. They have to maybe get a
them
turnover.
In third and long. Yeah.
I would be scared, man. I'm taking the opposite from you on this one, and usually I give the benefit to the Chiefs, but man, I've watched these Ravens play. After last week, when the Texans kind of they held it pretty steady through the first half, but then the Ravens came out in the second half and said, all right, guys, let's put this away.
Texans' offense just couldn't do anything.
No, they couldn't. And the defense couldn't stop Lamar. And Lamar his arm, man, is the biggest thing I've noticed from last year to this year is that arm has gotten so much better and so much more dialed in. It's deadly accurate. Him and Zay Flowers' connection is insane. Imagine if Andrews is back in there. Like, how good can this Ravens team be? I don't know that we've seen the full potential, and I know that sounds weird, but I don't know that we've seen as how good this team can be under the pressure of making it to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like, what is Lamar capable of?
Okay, so that's the thing. We've seen them be great all year. They've been the best team all year. They went into San Francisco on Christmas and stomped them. I mean, it wasn't even close. They've stomped every team they faced except the Rams a couple weeks ago, who they went to overtime with. Otherwise, they have been in cruise control. However, and this isn't me saying they can't, but Lamar has not been in this spot. He hasn't been in a playoff game against Patrick Mahomes with the Super Bowl on the line. Anybody can say whatever they want. The players can say it's just another game. It's not just another game, okay? They all know it. The Chiefs players embrace it. They know it's bigger and better and more important. How will he handle that? In the past, in the playoffs, he hasn't been great. He's been exceptional this year. I think Lamar is going to rise to the occasion. I think Lamar is going to be spectacular. I really do. I think whoever loses this game, I don't think it's going to be because of the quarterback. Out of the teams remaining, Chiefs, Ravens, 49ers, Lions, I think if the Chiefs don't beat the Ravens, the other two aren't beating the Ravens.
Ooh.
Okay. I think if you want to stop the Ravens from winning the Super Bowl, it has to happen Sunday.
I tend to agree with you here, but if the Lions find a way to make it past the 49ers, there's a whole nother level I think they'll be playing for at the Super Bowl, obviously, because they've never experienced it. The Lions, I think, I don't know if they have a good shot at beating the Ravens. Like, on paper, no. I think the Ravens should handle whoever else is going to make it to the other side of that football.
And Detroit is one of the teams they stomped this year. It was like week 3, but still.
Yeah, but what you can't count out is the willingness to put your body on the line, to play above and beyond what you think you're capable of. And I think Dan Campbell can extract that from the players.
So you're saying it doesn't have to be this weekend. It's not. Because I think if Ravens win this game, they're going all the way. You say
here's
not
the thing.
Necessarily.
I think if the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, I'd be bummed about because I don't want to see the 49ers in the Super Bowl. But if they do, I don't think the 49ers can keep up with the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Lions have the best shot at that. And
I agree with you.
I know people may say I'm crazy for saying that, but I truly believe that. Well, look, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm calling Mike Tomlin and asking him what he did to hold the Ravens to 10 points 2 times in the regular season. They beat the Ravens both times they played them 17-10.
The last game doesn't count.
Was Huntley. Yeah, so right. Tyler Huntley played, but still, when they did play him earlier in the year and they held Lamar to 10 points. So figure out what they did there. I'll be watching tape of that game and saying, hey, what did the Steelers do to contain Lamar, to hold him to just 10 points? Like, I don't know how often the Ravens had been held to 10 points this entire season, but I can't imagine that it's many times, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, they score almost at will. They kind of do everything at will.
Tristan, I can tell you right here, because I'm looking at the scores right now, they've been held to 10 points 2 times. Both times against the Steelers.
And the last one's a mulligan. So.
I get it. So let's just say one time they've been held to 10 points.
Wow.
But any other time, they have scored more than 20 points every single game. Except for against the Colts, they scored 19 when they lost. But still, that's pretty much 20. Let's just say 20 for the sake of argument. The only team to hold them to 10 points has been the Steelers.
Oh, they're going to score points. I think
that's what I'm saying.
They're going to score over 20 points.
You got to figure out how to not let them do that.
I think it's the opposite. I think you're just going to have to
air it out. I think a shootout.
Yes, you're going to have Mahomes is going to have to outduel him because. Which I would have been more concerned about if we didn't see the Chiefs go in and do it to Buffalo. Now, granted, Buffalo's defense is not on the same level as Baltimore's defense. Baltimore's defense is right there with Kansas City. That's really what I'm watching. I mean, it's the two defenses.
Since week 12, all the way up until the playoffs against the Texans, the Ravens have held their opponents to under 20 points, all except one time against the Rams in week 14.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs score less than 20 points, do they lose?
Yes, 100%. You're going to need at least 24.
This defense, though, man, it's scary. I mean, this defense is terrifying. The way they'll let a big play go, and then they just, buck up, and they shut you down.
They really do. They do have that ability to just, almost
tighten up,
play with it. They're almost like playing with their prey. You know what I mean? Like a cat with a mouse, and it's they'll mess around. But then when it's time, they just lock it down. They kind of did that with Miami, for a minute, and then they get a pick, and then the game gets out of hand. I think the same goes the opposite way. Kansas City's defense is one of the best in the league. They have been. They are top 2 or 3. Ravens top 2 or 3. The weakness for Kansas City's defense is the run defense. I think the run defense for Ravens is a tad weak as well. To me, that's the matchup I'm watching, is both of them. I want to see what Spags draws up for the Chiefs defense going against Todd Monken. To me, that's the matchup of the game. It's Todd Monken versus Spags. And Spags is a genius, and he really delivers great defensive performances and great defensive schemes in big games. I couldn't be more excited for a football game. I think this is going to be an all-timer. I really do.
Well, let's get into it. Give me your prediction.
I think the Chiefs win. If you told me the Ravens win, I'm not shocked. Okay, obviously. I think the Ravens being a 3.5, 4-point favorite, kind of steep. Go hammer that. I would take the points in Mahomes. How, Ryan? How could you pick against Patrick Mahomes at this point?
Yeah.
No. How could you do it?
Look, being a Bills fan, it never goes good to pick against Patrick Mahomes. I know that. However, I think the Ravens win handedly against the Chiefs.
You're crazy.
I just have a feeling, man, that these Ravens are just going to light up the field, man.
You're crazy.
I'm telling you, I have a feeling.
The Chiefs defense, you're just pretending they don't exist?
No. Look, I'm acknowledging everything that we've talked about, and I'm not discounting any of it. But what I do know is, like, Lamar is playing on a different level, and so is this defense. I think that Patrick Mahomes is just going to be overwhelmed. Not him, but his ability to get to any receiver. Like, MVS had a great game against the Bills, right? It's not going to happen again, man. It's just not. Like, I'm sorry. And then if you take out those big throws that you can get to MVS or to Mecole Hardman or whoever your receiver is going to be, then you win the game. Like, Pacheco can't win the game single-handedly. Like, he just can't do it.
No, because but Patrick Mahomes can.
He could if he had receivers to throw to. That's what I'm saying.
He does. Well, they've shown that they can deliver. They deliver in the biggest moments. He's got Travis Kelce, who's rested and healthy. He's got Rashee Rice, who's a dog. I know you can't really count on MVS, but between those two, Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and your defense, it's not like you have to score 40, okay? You don't have to score 40 to win. It's not like the Chiefs in 2019. If they had to score 45, yeah, they're not winning. I don't think the Ravens are scoring that much. I think both teams are held under 30.
I don't think so. I'm seeing a 34-24 type victory for the Ravens.
No, I would say I'm going like 27-24 Chiefs.
Okay. Hey, look, stick by your team, man. You can't discount Patrick Mahomes, discredit him and this defense and say, well, now I'm just going to give up hope and say that we don't have a shot against the Ravens. Like, I like where you're coming from, and I hope you're right. Because, look, I want your Chiefs to win. If my team can't make it, I hope yours does. But I just think this Ravens team has another thing coming for the Chiefs this weekend, man. And I hate it, but I just think that's what's going to happen.
Objectively, who has looked like the better football team the past 10 weeks? Baltimore. Yeah. Absolutely, no question. However, Patrick Mahomes is the X factor. I'm not picking against Michael Jordan in the NBA playoffs. I'm just not doing it. So obviously, you can't win them all. Mahomes can't win every single Super Bowl. He can go to every single AFC Championship game because he has been to the AFC Championship game every single year he has started. Unbelievable. But I'm excited, man. This is, last point I'll say, I think the Chiefs win, obviously. I think Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl. I think this is Lamar's moment, though. We've known how talented he is. He's dealt with so many haters acting like he can't throw the ball. Oh, he's just a running quarterback. All the drama this offseason to come and deliver this performance for the Ravens to say, we're going to tailor the offense to you and throw the ball, not just run it. This is it. If Lamar wins this game, he has put himself in that top 3 conversation, with Burrow, Allen, Mahomes. He's already there talent-wise, but to really get on that resume, I mean, he'll do something Allen hasn't and make it to a Super Bowl. It's going to be a great matchup. Also, Harbaugh versus Andy Reid. It's going to be a battle of coaches and a battle of great quarterbacks. I can't wait to see what happens because one of them is going to the Super Bowl, man.